What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Cohn Phone. I'm going to be here for the next hour and a half taking your calls. We could talk about Anthony Lynn. We could talk about the NFC Championship game. We haven't done this show since they lost. We could talk about the future. We could talk about Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers in Vegas. I don't know if you guys saw the Instagram story. It's floating around. It's on my YouTube. It's on my Twitter if you want to check it out. There's 4 videos. Watch them. Tell me what you think you see and what's happening. Buckner's there. Juszczyk's there. Kittle's there. A lot of people are there. Anyway, those are some things we talk about. I want to talk about Lynn real quick. Anthony Lynn, I want to applaud the 49ers for hiring for him for a few reasons. One, he's a good coach. Used to play for the team. He used to be a running back coach. He's been an offensive coordinator. He's been a head coach. He is 33-32 as a head coach, 1 game over 500, better than Kyle. He also has a background in the running game. Why is that important? Well, Mike McDaniel is the front runner to go to Miami. So this guy, Anthony Lynn, could slide right in and replace Mike McDaniel. In fact, I don't understand how McDaniel and Lynn could coexist. They do the same thing. So to me, Anthony Lynn coming in signifies that McDaniel is out if he wants the job in Miami, and it seems like he does. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm not going to interview here," like D'Amico did with the Vikings. So I think this anticipates the loss of McDaniel and also the running back coach, Bobby Turner, 72 years old. He could retire at any time. Anthony Lynn was a running back coach as well. He could replace those two spots. So that's great. Also, I brought up race. I want to bring race back up. Anthony Lynn's a black coach. He's one of 24 black coaches who've ever been a head coach in the NFL. I applaud the 49ers for hiring an African-American coach. More teams need to do that. And a few days ago when the 49ers fired John Embry, I don't think I implied that they fired him because he was black, but I wondered, first of all, they didn't fire him. They offered him a 60% pay cut, and he didn't accept it, and he left. My question was, why? I've never heard of an assistant coach ever having to take a pay cut, ever. Players do. Coaches don't. And I wondered, how come something so irregular had to happen to a black coach for the first time? Now, I don't think the Niners are racist. Anthony Lynn is a black coach. D'Amico Ryan's black. There's a lot of black people in the 49ers organization. Their PR director is black. They're not a racist organization. I just wondered, how come John Embry had to be shown the door like that? Didn't seem fair. Didn't seem right. Seemed fair to question it. And I still don't understand why the Niners can't have him and Lynn. I mean, there's no salary cap on coaches. They only saved about $600,000, $700,000 by showing Embry the door. And he was really good at his job too. I don't even know what an assistant head coach does, but as a tight end coach, Embry was really good. Ask George Kittle about him. And now he's gone. The Niners have a good coach now, and Lynn. Would have been nice to have both. Anyway, if you thought I was saying the Niners are racist, I want to make that real clear. I don't think the 49ers are racist. I think they work hard to empower black people. But when it was time to show Embry the door, I thought they were unfair. And I just happened to wonder, how come when there's unfair treatment of coaches in the league, it's usually someone who looks like Embry? Anyway, the 49ers did the right thing, hired a good coach. Wanted to point that out. Let's see what people have to say. AK-49er, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? What up, Grant? How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. First off, we should have played the kids. Not just the kid, but the kids.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I saw your tweet about Trey. He would have probably had 30 touchdowns. Ambry Thomas would have had 4 interceptions. Trey Sermon would have had 500 rushing yards. And Aaron Banks would have at least, protected Trey. So first off, that was my first comment. We should have played the kids.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I totally agree. Trey Sermon could have helped. Ambry Thomas could have helped. Aaron Banks, I mean, they never gave him a chance. He didn't even play in preseason.
But anyway, so first off, just wanted to give some suggestions. If I was in John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan's shoes, what I would do this offseason. First off, trade Jimmy for a 2nd or a 3rd round pick, whatever you can get for him, as long as we don't have to cover the salary.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I'll take a 5th at this point since we're better at drafting 5th rounders. Secondly, what I would do is I'd go ahead. I'd use that free agent, that $25 million to extend Debo and Bosa, as well as DJ Jones. We need that run stuffer.
Yep.
Thirdly, I'd try to trade Kinlaw right now.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'd trade him for a 6th or 7th. I don't think he's going to recover from those injuries. And secondly, he's not that good where you have faith in him like a Bosa. So if someone wants to come in and trade us a 6th or 7th for Kinlaw, just do it.
Okay.
And then Lastly, and then two more things. Number one, sign a tall and physical corner. I like Mosley. I like Ambry, but the thing with Mosley is that he's only 5'11". So against a guy like a DK Metcalf or a Hopkins who's like 6'3", 6'4", he has trouble. So we need to sign someone who's like at least 6'1", 6'2", and who can play physical up on the line, because right now teams are going to that quick passing game to go against our corners to neutralize our pass rush. So we got to do that. And then last but not least, about the Embry firing, here's my theory on it, on why I think we got rid of him. I think with Trey, what you're going to see is less involvement of the tight end and more involvement of the receivers. Like Ayuk, I could see him being like Tyreek Hill, going deep, because Trey likes to throw the deep ball, and less involvement of Kittle. And I think it's a sign that Kittle might get traded due to less usage of him. With Trey, like with Jimmy, he used Kittle a lot because Jimmy couldn't throw jack to a receiver. With Trey, he's always looking to go deep and focus more on the receivers for the tight end. So that's my theory on the firing of Ambry. It's a sign that I think we'll be shopping Kittle.
Very interesting. If I were Kittle, I would be curious too, and maybe he'll be part of that Jimmy package to Miami. I don't know. AK, good call.
Appreciate it.
Peace. All right. Let me jump Keith to the front real quick. What's up, Keith?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm good. I have a hard time thinking we'll trade Kittle. I know everybody keeps saying it, but I just don't see it. Like, even the game I watched some Houston game again the other day, like when Trey played, he hit Kittle with a deep shot down the middle on that pass interference. Like, I think it's going to open up Kittle's game more so he can run deeper routes. He's a fast tight end, a good receiving tight end. I think he's been limited.
You know how many catches he had in that game against Houston?
I do not.
One.
Probably just that one. Yeah.
Exactly. What's crazy about Kittle is he really didn't produce much down the stretch, except for those couple of games in like December. But I don't know that that's his fault. To me, that's a function of the play calling, the quarterback. But it's interesting.
I feel like he was limited by Jimmy just as much as Ayuk or the other guys. Like,
I agree.
I think Trey Lance is going to
tell me if you think there's anything to this. Do you think it's possible? It just seems like a total conspiracy theory. After the NFC Championship game, heated locker room, Embry goes up to Kyle and says, what did Kittle get in this game? He got 2 catches for 27 yards, and we lose? George Kittle, all-pro tight end. I mean,
did get a touchdown.
If someone's going to stick up for his tight end, it's Embry. I would wonder. I don't know.
Back to your point about fair treatment of coaches. I think it definitely happens a lot. Obviously, we've seen, like, you go to Steve Wilkes, you go to guys get 1 year, like the guy Cully in Houston.
Yeah.
Or like the coach you just said that we fired last week. I think it was more the climate of what we were in.
Right. Like,
you're going to fire him right after this Flores stuff gets leaked. But I think even if you're not kind of in the in club, or that coaches don't, somebody like Harbaugh, you come in your first 3 years, you go to an NFC Championship and the Super Bowl, and I feel like it's been harder for him to get back on. And it's like, I think that's kind of unfair for what he produced.
Well, when I point this stuff out, like what I see is like injustices with black coaches in the NFL. A lot of people are like, "Man, it's a meritocracy. If the coach was better, he'd be there." And the Jaguars just got rid of their offensive line coach. There's only 2 black offensive line coaches in the league. One of them just got run out of Jacksonville. And I look at his team averaged ninth in yards per carry, and they gave up the 9th fewest sacks. So I mean, it's a lot of times it's just about like, well, he doesn't really know the head coach, and this guy knows a different scheme. I mean, it seems kind of rough how you get pushed out.
People don't complain about black coaches in hockey because there are no black players. People are, for the most part.
If it was a true meritocracy, there'd be a lot more black coaches the way I see it. The fact that it's so imbalanced means that something's wrong.
I agree. 70% players. I mean, and that goes back to when I was a kid. There was no black quarterbacks really. That was a thing, or anything like that. It seems like they're hiring more black GMs and coaches.
Yeah, give the Niners credit too. They are really making an effort the last few years to do that.
That's one where I wasn't a big Arians fan, but he got his whole staff. It's like everybody.
Yeah, and Al Davis was big on this 40 years ago.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
He was huge on it, man.
Yeah.
But let's let the kid play. Let's go, Trey Lance. And let me ask you, what shocking move or a big move do you think the Niners can make? Maybe that won't equal trading all your picks for the number 3 like we did. And now I have to say you were right. when you look at it logically, you trade 3 number 1 picks for like Russell Wilson or somebody that's established. Not like, oh, I hope this guy's good. Like, you were on point with that, Grant. I gotta give you credit, man. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, man. Have a good one, man. Peace. Oh, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. 3 things. With Kyle, have you ever seen a head coach go down not using his best players as Kyle does in the most important time of the game?
Right? That's what's maddening.
George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. Look at McVay. He went down swinging with Cooper Kupp, OBJ, his running back who had fumbled twice.
Yeah.
Kyle in the biggest moments does not utilize his big players. He should have just told Jimmy, like, I don't care if George Kittle's covered, and I don't care if Deebo Samuel's covered. Throw to them until your arm falls off.
Or hand to Deebo Samuel. I mean, that's what they did in Dallas and Green Bay. They just handed off to Deebo on 3rd and long, and it worked.
You know what it is? He's so smart that he outthinks common sense. And the fact that he's looking for the best play and not realizing that you've got, the X factor. You've got cheat codes, right?
He thinks he's the star. Deebo's a star. Like, you're great, Kyle, but your job is to pretty much enable Deebo, and he didn't.
I've never seen a head coach not utilize his best players in football.
And he did in the Super Bowl too, man.
And he did in the Super Bowl. You're right. Yeah. He should have just told Jimmy, don't look at anybody else. Just go to Kittle. He'll be open. That's it.
Basketball coaches don't overthink it in the 4th quarter. They're like, okay, Michael Jordan. I have Michael Jordan. All right, Michael, you're going to take 15 shots until we win. I don't understand how football coaches can be so smart and dumb at the same time. Like, you're the smartest dumb coach ever, or the dumbest smart coach. How?
McVay and everyone's laughing at the Rams fans or essentially saying that they own the Rams. The Rams are officially they're done. The 9-0 rivalry they're even. They're not in the Rams' heads. When it counted the most, they're done. And so if I'm the 49ers, obviously you're going to have to get rid of Jimmy because keeping Bosa, keeping
the contract. Yeah.
The contracts I get. But what an immense amount of pressure on Trey because you're going to have a group of fans that are going to be sensible and who are going to say it's his first full year. Let's see where it goes. And then you're going to have another group of fans that are going to say anything less than an NFC championship is what?
The expectation is what Patrick Mahomes did his rookie year.
Correct.
MVP,
not even Jimmy, as a Jimmy supporter, but being a rational person I am, I'm going to be like, okay, it's his first year. But you're going to have people saying, well, Jimmy got him to the NFC championship, Trey didn't. Yeah. And so what are you going to do? Yeah. You know what I mean? You're going to have a group of fans that are going to hold on to that, who are going to be like, I told you shouldn't have got rid of Jimmy.
Right.
So then
now, the only curveball there is Jimmy's going to play somewhere next year, and we'll see what he does.
Yeah.
He could be hurt all of next year. It's not.
Could you imagine if Jimmy ends up going to another organization that is not a dumpster fire like the Steelers and still end up winning 70% of their games? I mean, if
Jimmy goes to another organization and magically becomes durable, we will really have to question some things about the 49ers at that point.
Correct.
Right? I mean, because I'm sort of expecting Jimmy to go somewhere and have a great camp and then be hurt week 3 because that's sort of his pattern. Sorry. You know what I mean?
I go back to this whole season, and we were playing with house money the minute we got away with beating Dallas, and then even more house money beating Green Bay. So when we lost, as a fan, I wasn't as upset because I felt like, quite frankly, we were lucky even to be in that position to begin with. It wasn't like 97 when Steve Young lost to Brett Favre, and I was devastated because we had the best team in the NFL there that year. We were just happy to be there, and I get 49ers fans, but again, I think
you heard it from the team too. Like after the game, every player in the team was like, "Hey, no one thought we'd make it this far." Correct. The bad sign was after they beat Green Bay, a lot of players started talking on social media like, "Oh, what about Jimmy now?" Like, wait a second, are you guys exhaling here? Or are you guys taking a breath? It sort of felt like,
and you know what, Kyle and John, they seemed perfectly fine at the end of press conference.
Yep,
they got what they wanted. They could go to Jed. I go, hey Jed, we made the playoffs. We made the NFC Championship.
Game. Yeah.
And what do you want? Jed doesn't want to go back to hiring Jim Tom Sula and the fire that he did. So they played with house money. They did what they accomplished. They are happy. They bought Trey time. My biggest qualm with Trey is just throw a spiral, man. Just whatever you got to do to not make that pass wobble, because he's got all the right makeup. He just throws that ball really hard, and if it's not a spiral, you're gonna see a lot of those.
See, to me, I don't care about the wobble as much as the velocity. Like,
correct.
Peyton Manning, his passes wobble too, but he didn't throw them 65 miles an hour.
Well, that's the thing.
If you could take a little off, you're gonna have to take a little off to be a great. Stafford can take a little off. Great quarterbacks can throw with touch, and I think he can too. But he's going to need to show that. That's what I don't know if his.
I think it's funny that's the only thing that in my mind, that's the only thing that I look at is his velocity and how the ball travels. Even if it wobbles, if it's not going 100 miles an hour,
that would help. That would help because the combination makes it difficult.
Correct.
It does.
Correct.
All right, man. Well, good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I'll see you soon.
All right. Viz says, do you think the Niners trade into the first round? I don't think they're getting first for Jimmy. Another first round edge would be my pick. I don't get the sense that they're going to trade into the first round. How would they do it? I guess they would do it if they traded George Kittle. You think they're going to trade George Kittle? I don't think they want to trade George Kittle. Jose, what's up?
What's going on, Grant?
Going good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
I just want to say I'm super excited about the Anthony Lynn hire. I think that was probably my favorite coaching hire or move in general that the 49ers have made in this John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan era. Considering his pedigree, what he's done as a coach in the NFL, as either an offensive coordinator or head coach, I think he's a perfect fit. And I think it just more solidifies Mike McDaniel going to Miami to be the Dolphins head coach. I think you don't really make that move unless you know for a fact that he's going to be the guy in Miami.
Otherwise, how do they coexist, right?
Exactly, because they do the same thing. They literally, same thing. They're both run game coordinators to a sense. I also just want to talk about the Jimmy thing, just real quick. And before I talk about Jimmy, first off, I want to say I appreciate everything Jimmy has done, the good things he's done for the organization. We couldn't find a way to win games to a degree before Jimmy got here. So I just want to say I appreciate the Jimmy era for what it was, as long as it lasted. But obviously I'm super excited for the Trey era, what he's going to do, what he can be potentially and whatnot. I'm excited for all that. But let's be honest about Jimmy. The best Jimmy has ever looked was either against the Rams against the Rams, against the Saints.
One game against the Saints.
Yeah, one game against the Saints in that 5-0 stretch when he first got here in 2017. But besides that, what did Jimmy really do? The entire playoff run in 2019, dude was forced to throw only 8 times because he couldn't win the game. He almost lost it. So Kyle had to shut him down, both the NFC Championship and the divisional round in 2019. And what did he do the entire playoffs that we just went and we literally Debo ran us to the NFC Championship game. And before I continue, I'm definitely saying that I think we went farther than I expected, at least as a Niner fan. But even when you're in that position up 10 in the third quarter, I'm still disappointed the way we lost, because if Trey Lance had started that game at that point up 10 in the third quarter, I definitely think we would have won, because I think Jimmy, he literally did nothing this entire playoff run. He didn't do anything the 2019 playoff run. I just don't see where the whole I think I'm going to bash Trey Lance when he starts, because Jimmy G was so great. Jimmy G was good to an extent, but he's not great. So I'm
Jimmy
just going
Garoppolo there's emotional attachment that certain fans have with him. And it's like they were starving for good football, right? Like there was 3 years where they were awful. And they started off 1-10. They were starving. And then he came in and he was like, just a mediocre meal. But like you hadn't eaten in days. And she's like, oh my God, that's amazing. Did you try some of the gravy? That's delicious. It's like, yeah, man, you haven't eaten in 3 days. That's food. But then it's like, okay, now you're back to like you're not struggling anymore. And it's like, well, that's the same freaking TV dinner we've had the last 5 years. It's not as great as I thought it was. It's
and to that point about Trey Lance too, it's frustrating considering we lost the way we did in the NFC Championship game, because considering Jimmy didn't do nothing for us to get to that point, to be honest, I still believe we wasted a year of Trey Lance's development. I think if Trey Lance had been the starter, there's nothing he couldn't do that Jimmy did to get us to that point. And he could have did more than Jimmy in terms of not just his mobility, but I think him being able to learn on the job, him being able to develop on the job. Hell, I mean, from the Arizona game to the Texans game, considering even though we were playing the Texans at home, there was improvement in just from game 1 to game 2. So who knows what position we could have been in had he just started the whole year. Because, and I'll just keep saying it, I know I already said it, but I'm going to just keep saying it. Trey could do exactly what Jimmy did and more. Like, there's just no debate about that. You cannot tell me otherwise. Just even in those 2 games, and let's be honest, in that Cardinals game that he played in, I blame that more on Kyle than Trey, because he literally treated him like Taysom Hill at quarterback instead of treating him like a quarterback who can actually throw the ball. So yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I'm excited for the Trey Lance era, and hopefully he can develop into a top 10 type quarterback.
Yep. Hey, well, thanks for telling us how it is, man. I appreciate you.
Of course, man. Oh yeah, and I feel bad for Jaguars fans. I want to throw this out there. I feel bad because Trent Baalke is their GM. I'm just going to throw that out there as well. Yeah. I feel bad for you.
Good luck with that. All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Peace. Jacob, what's up, dude? Are you pulled over?
Up, man? I am pulled over, man.
All right, cool.
Come on now. Man, so this whole NFC Championship has got me messed up, man. I wish Devo could have made it to the Super Bowl because I wanted to see him win. And, well, the Niners, obviously, but I mean, look what Jimmy does. Can't say I was wrong. But let alone if the kid had started, we win that game easily.
I think so. People kept saying that Jimmy Garoppolo was like a part of the reason they were winning playoff games. I couldn't see it. I didn't understand.
I mean, look at the stat line. I mean, what do you make? What do you do? Make some nice throws, and that's about it.
Yeah, basically. He would throw a couple picks, and then people were like, yeah, but he made this one throw in the second quarter on 3rd and 8.
It was a 5-yard throw, and it was just so precise and like on the numbers. Like, we just need to keep him for like another 10 years, give him the Patrick Mahomes treatment.
I don't know what it is, man, but he's got a very loyal group of followers, and I
see.
I admire that. It's nice.
I mean, and then I go on Twitter, and they're always bashing Trey. I'm like, kid played 2 games, and frankly, he did pretty well. So I don't know why people are hating on him. But as a Niner fan, I am pure of like excitement. I'm just like, yes, finally get to see this kid play next year. And now about the whole Jimmy Trey thing, I don't really care where he goes. Give me a 7th rounder. Release him. Cut him. I don't care.
Did you see the video of Jimmy and all of his teammates, soon to be former teammates in Vegas?
I scoffed at it. I was like,
dude, the Niners
Kittle was there.
Go with Jimmy, man. He's not your quarterback anymore. Tart, Juszczyk, Kittle, Buckner, Ebukon, like, man, it's Jimmy.
It's like I want to tell you guys, like, get over it.
Go to Miami. Go make new friends.
It's like going back to your ex. It's like telling your friend, like, dude, get over her, man. You know, just like let it go. We don't
let it go.
No need it anymore. Let's move to the new. Come on, like.
It's like, you guys are all disrespecting your new quarterback, man. You should be out with 21-year-old, drinking.
Yeah, I mean, he is above age now, so he is of age. So I mean,
drinking
come on,
kombucha.
And I honestly wouldn't mind, because I've been thinking about this the last few days. I wouldn't mind trading Kittle. I wouldn't mind. Like, you brought up some great points about he hasn't been doing that, that great, and he's been, especially with this blocking
the offense is going to go through Debo from now on.
Absolutely. And now Ayuk's going to get more involved. That Trey's going to be working with him in the offseason. So that's going to open up the offense.
Can you really justify paying $16 million a year on Kittle if you're only going to give him 2-3 catches a game?
2-3 catches a game? Yeah.
How?
And you're just – and I'm telling you, this team's going to be way more – not way more, but a little more pass first, especially if, Trey opens it with, a deep shot to Debo or
they can at least take what the defense gives him, right?
Right. Of course.
Right.
And obviously that Anthony Lynn hire, phenomenal hire. I went on Twitter when I was at work and I was like, oh, great start. And now it's the getting rid of Jimmy. And we'll see where we go from there. I think we need to do something with our secondary as well, especially safety. I think we definitely need to do something about that. But other than that, I'm very optimistic going into this next season for sure.
Wanda's mad at you. She likes me, though. She's only talking about you. Only you.
Hey, man. I'm not being an a-hole, man. But I'm
you gotta say that, Wanda.
I'm just speaking the truth, you know? I mean, I'm not being no a-hole, but like, man, I mean, I'm just trying to speak my mind out here. But no, I feel like Trey's gonna have 33 touchdowns next season.
He was on pace for 30 this year. Jacob,
I
take more calls, man, but appreciate you calling in.
Hey, man. All good.
Peace. Yo.
What's up, Grant?
What's up, Barry Baller? What's up?
Hey, I put a couple hours of prep work in for this call right here, so I hope it comes through.
Floor is yours.
Thank you. Hey, Grant, I want to start off talking about the 49ers run game, all right? Eli Mitchell for the year, 4.7 yards per carry. That's pretty damn good. Deebo Samuel, 6.2. I mean, that's outrageous.
Yeah, outrageous. Okay. Yeah. That's Madden.
It is, and I'm getting to Madden
Rookie
in a minute.
Mode.
In the NFC Championship, what did our backs average? 2.4 yards per carry in this NFC Championship. So it was drastic, right? So when I'm go ahead.
So why? Yeah. So why?
Yes. So when I'm watching it live, right, I'm thinking, oh, we can't run the ball. The Rams are stacking the box. That was my initial thought, right? I watched it a second time on Monday, right? Watched it back. And my thought was, the Rams are run committing. Run committing is a feature in Madden. When the ball's hiked, you can flick the right analog stick down, and your defense sucks up to play the run. And that's what it looked like the Rams. I was like, these guys are run committing, right?
Yeah.
I watched the game a third time last night. All right. And I came up with a conspiracy theory, to be honest, Grant. And I know you like conspiracy theories.
I do.
But the way the Rams were playing the run, it looked like they knew it was coming, Grant. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking either as a baseball player, pitchers occasionally give tells.
Just getting like huge jumps off first base. Like, wow, that was a hell of a jump. Yeah, exactly. Or just crushing your curveball every single time it's coming. One or the other. Two. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Because, the Niners were quite predictable. They ran on like every first down. But yeah, there was like never any hesitation with the linebackers. Never like, oh, no, it was just boom, boom, boom.
I swear, it looked like they knew it was coming. Every time we're running the ball, this defense is sucking up the linebackers. They're run blitzing. I was like, my God, these guys knew the run was coming. That's literally how it felt. And me, I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy. I don't usually have takes like that. But just watching the game back multiple times, that's what I saw. They knew
that's not even a conspiracy. That happens in football all the time, especially between opponents that have faced each other a lot.
Yeah. I mean, the 2.4 yards per carry against the Rams in this NFC Championship, it was the lowest of the year. It was
where did that come from? No one expected that.
All the box scores. I was box score searching last night. I was like, is there a game? The only game that was even close was we averaged 2.6 against the Packers week 3. And all the other games were 3, 4, 5, 6 yards per carry. Deebo had a 10 yards per carry game. It was outrageous.
Let me ask you a question, man. Yeah. If they played Lance and went 11 on 11 in this game, you think they would have won?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know why? They would have been able to run the ball. Everyone's with Lance. The passing game, forget the passing game. The running game improves. 11 on 11, 10 on 11. It's math. Sorry.
No, you're good. Hey, so that was my first point. I want to get to my second point, and that's Anthony Lynn. Okay. After we hired Anthony Lynn last night, I wanted to do some research. I've heard that he's this run game savant, right? So I wanted to figure out, is he a gap scheme runner? Is he a zone scheme? I was doing some research, right? What I found out about Anthony Lynn had nothing to do with X's and O's. All right, Grant?
Yeah.
Did you know Anthony Lynn was struck by a vehicle when he was crossing the street? A car's coming off the freeway, struck him. He went 40 feet in the air. He nearly died.
Wow.
Nearly died. And he credited the first responders for saving his life.
Wow.
All right. And actually, it was a Super Bowl commercial. It was a really emotional commercial that aired in the Super Bowl a few years ago, talking about this incident. And Anthony Lynn got to meet the first responders. Anyway, another tidbit about Anthony Lynn. This guy built a school in Tanzania in an area where he raised $350,000, built a school in Tanzania in an area where very few receive an education. Okay.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. And this was they aired it on ESPN. I was watching it all last night. I'm like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. They asked Rex Ryan, what makes Anthony Lynn so special? Rex Ryan was moved to tears when he was talking about Anthony Lynn.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. And Lewis Riddick was also on there, and he called Anthony Lynn the definition of leadership. Okay, that's so you got high quality individuals speaking very highly of Anthony Lynn.
And he doesn't seem like he was necessarily in Kyle Shanahan's network. So that's great that he extended and found someone that he may not know that well.
Actually, that's my last point on Lynn. He was. Anthony Lynn was with the Denver Broncos when Kyle Shanahan was a ball boy. I watched an interview with Shanahan.
As a player.
Yeah, as a player. Yeah, he was with the Broncos. Okay. Kyle Shanahan was a ball boy. And Shanahan in an interview said Anthony Lynn was his dad's favorite player.
Oh, and, boom, 97 to 99. Damn.
Yeah. And,
2 carries.
Kyle Shanahan spoke about how he used to warm up with the team and hang out with Anthony Lynn. So they were buddies like when Shanahan was a kid growing up. So now it's full circle. Now they got him on the staff. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was amazed. I'm like, oh my God, this Anthony Lynn, dude, this guy's a class act.
Yeah, that's great, man. Well, thank you for telling us all this background about the Niners' newest coach. That's very interesting. I didn't know these things about him. Thank you.
No problem. Hey, Grant, I got one last thing on Jimmy G trade value. Can I get it in real quick?
Go for it.
I don't think he has any trade value, Grant. All right. I feel like that's the unpopular.
Yeah.
I've been saying that. Yeah. For about a year now. And I feel like it's the unpopular opinion right now. I'm hearing a lot of people saying, oh, we're going to get a second round or at least a third. Occasionally you'll hear someone say, oh, a first round pick for he's mediocre. He's injury prone, right? If I'm a GM, I'm not risking my whole career on the back of Jimmy G, like pounding the table. We need this guy. He was just surrounded by weapons, great coaching. And it's like, we got the most out of Jimmy G that was possible. So, and contractually, Grant, he's getting paid between Russell Wilson and Matt Stafford, $27 million a year. He's not worth that. So I'm thinking GMs are going to say, you know what? The Niners are going to cut him, and we're going to get him for a lot cheaper than $27 million. We're going to sign him at $15 million per. And so why do we need to trade for him when the Niners are going to cut him? So I hope I'm wrong, and I hope we do get a first round pick or a second round pick, but I'm not sure he has any trade value, Grant.
I feel you on that, man. I do. Great call, man. Thanks for coming in.
See ya.
Peace. He had the pen in the ear and the hand. He had double pen. That's how you know he was not messing around. Just saying. You gotta match that if you're coming on the show. What's up, baby? What's up, baby? What's up?
What's going on, Grant? How are you?
I mean, I'm all right, man. How you doing?
I'm good. A couple points I want to talk to you about, Grant. Your father is a boxing fan, am I correct?
Yes.
So if I was to go up against vintage prime Mike Tyson, I need to go in there with both hands ready to go. Would that be a true statement?
I would think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, this season, they did try to do a pump and dump with Jimmy heading into the season. Mm-hmm. So you're going into the season expecting a different result.
Yeah.
I think that's insanity, the definition of insanity.
Right.
So what are the rules of the NFL designed for today? The deep vertical passing game. Because they call pass interferences and clutching and grabbing anytime down the field when they can. So why isn't this team able to adapt to those rule changes? Jimmy can't do that.
Right. Yeah.
So, and also Trey can. Yes.
Yeah.
As Eric talked about before, I agree with him. Jimmy has no trade value. I take a full course T-bone steak dinner for Jimmy and a bag of hockey pucks.
I just don't see why anyone would want to trade a draft pick for the right to give him an extension. I mean, that's rich for a guy. Again, you may say he's good, he's underrated, he's this or that. Dude, is he going to be healthy week 6? Are you sure he's even going to be your quarterback week 6? And if not, then what's your plan after that? It seems like if you bring in Jimmy, you got to bring in another quarterback too. It's like a bundle. You got to bundle it. Seems expensive. Just keeps adding up.
I'd bundle McGlinchey after June 1 just to get that $10.9 million off the books, but I know that no one's going to take him because of that injury and how he may recover from that.
Yep.
So, but I also have to say, did Jimmy ball out this season? Well, Runa on the No Borders channel, he did a stream with Crypto Ryan and said this season Jimmy threw 20 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I don't think that's balling out for a quarterback that's making $27 million.
Not at all. And what was it, including the playoffs?
22 and 15.
22 and 15. That's not great.
And remember,
because I mean, the league average is 2-to-1 ratio. He can't even get there.
Exactly.
Exactly. Kittle, Ayuk, I mean, really, I think if you put Stafford on this team, he'd throw 45 touchdown passes. I'm curious to see what Trey can do. I think Trey can hit 30.
Exactly. And going back to the Rams game, the defense did a good job, but where was D'Amico when making the adjustment when Higbee went out and Blanton went in? I was like, what are you doing?
Blanton all of a sudden was great. He kept making catches. Yeah, that's true. It's true.
To me, you could have the way Jimmy plays in games. You need the 1985 Bears defense to come in and keep them down 10 or 12 points because it's like
right. Touchdown and a field goal. That's it. That's all you can give up. It's true.
Exactly. And
Miami's problem now, or Pittsburgh, or I'm not sure which team is going to actually. Miami. I mean, they have Tua. They really want to trade more. I don't see it.
To me, I don't see him going to Denver or Pittsburgh. Who does Denver have running the team? John Elway. And what was he? A big, strong-arm quarterback that could throw down the field. What does he want? The same thing, the mirror image, if possible. And what does Pittsburgh want? They want a young Ben, and what was he able to do? He took all the hits, never got injured, and threw down the field.
Yeah, that's why I would think that Pittsburgh would want a guy like Malik Willis.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. And Malik Willis.
They also had Cordell Stewart in the 90s. The Steelers are one of the first teams to have a dual threat quarterback.
This is very true.
Was ahead of his time.
Yes.
Right, good call.
All right. Thank you, Grant.
See you, man. Franklin.
Hey, Grant.
How you doing, man?
It's been a little minute. You know what I mean? Just chilling.
How's life in Baton Rouge today?
I'm actually getting ready to move back to Texas.
Oh, what part?
Dallas,
man. I was in Dallas a couple weeks ago. I think that's where I got COVID. Arlington.
Dang.
It was on me, though.
Grow my beard out.
Oh, looks good. I like it. What's up, man? What do you think about it?
Oh,
uh-oh.
Man. The 49ers, their new hire, Anthony Lynn, that is an excellent signing. That's gonna help with your passing game. That's also gonna help with your running game. It's that's a Trey Lance signing.
I like that. I think that's a good point because I feel like he's worked with quarterbacks like this before. Tyrod Taylor, he has more of a background of working with this kind of a quarterback, a guy who runs.
That's why Kyle Shanahan is saying, "Hey, I'm going to focus on the offense. You help me with the run game, but your main focus is Trey Lance. Prepare him for the season. Since Jimmy's gone, we already know Jimmy's gone. We already know Trey Lance is going to start next season. Let's go ahead and get Trey Lance as much as help as he needs. We're not saying he's bad. We're not saying he's bad and that he needs it, but it's best to be over-prepared than not prepared at all."
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. Anything else?
And then something else I wanted to say. It's like people are so quick to give up on Javon Kinlaw, but the one thing I'm going to say right now, Javon Kinlaw next season with D'Amico Ryan, a full year of him coaching, is going to be a much better player. I'm not saying he's going to be an elite player. I'm not saying he's going to be an elite edge rusher, But as far as a run stopper going, we haven't even seen the best of Javon Kinlaw.
He's been hurt the whole time he's been on the team, in my opinion. We haven't seen him healthy. I don't know if he'll ever be healthy. If he is healthy, I mean, he's surrounded by great players and great coaches, and he's a very talented person. So I think he would be good, but I don't know that he's ever going to be healthy. We'll see. We'll see.
I'll hold out faith for him, though.
Okay. All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in. I'll be back here tomorrow. I'll see you. Peace. Hold on. Gold-blooded 209 says Jimmy Garoppolo's value third rounder that can be a second rounder if he starts more than 10 games. He wins, and that's what teams will look at. A team will extend him 3 years for $60 million. 3 years for $60 million. Man, I can only fathom the parades that are going to go through downtown of the city of the team that gives Jimmy Garoppolo a $60 million extension. I mean, can you just imagine how happy the Washington Commanders fans will be if that happens? I mean, it's just hard to imagine. What's up, Solomon?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Grant?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, look, I don't see why Jimmy can't get an extension. I mean, Ryan Tannehill, he got a big extension, and that was all Derrick Henry. So
yeah, but I mean, he didn't get the extension right when he left Miami. He had to be Mariota's backup for a minute and then replace him and play really well.
Yeah,
really well.
Yeah, I can see Jimmy going to a situation where it's kind of like not all on him.
Sure.
He kind of just has to prove that he can stay healthy. He can make a few passes. I don't even think he has to like really get to a championship game because Ryan Tannehill has done nothing.
I mean, if he were to go to Miami with McDaniel, he might be better than Tua.
I think so.
But that's the problem, right? I don't think Miami's trying to bring in anyone to.
Well, they're both going to get hurt.
Yeah,
they'll both get hurt.
They both get hurt, right? Maybe two of them.
All right, so here's my thing with Trey. I'm a huge Niner fan. I'm not really an optimist. I try to just look at what's going on. I don't see what everybody sees about Trey Lance. He does not look that good to me.
Okay.
Like, he looked good in college, but he didn't look any better than who's the Bears QB
Justin
now?
Fields.
He didn't look any better than Justin Fields to me. Not when Justin Fields was in college. Translate that to the NFL. Justin Fields he looks like a rookie. I'm not gonna say he looks bad.
Okay.
But he looks like a rookie. I don't see how Trey Lance is gonna come in next year and just throw for 40 touchdowns and take us to like an NFC championship. I don't see it. I think that I agree with everyone when they said that Trey Lance should have started this year, got that first year under his belt. I can't see us like going anywhere next year. I think we're gonna end up trading Kittle because he's gonna age out. His contract's gonna start to weigh on us. I think Debo's gonna get hurt because we overuse him. Bosa's gonna be Bosa. Warner's gonna be Warner. But I don't see the offense really translating into anything special. I don't see it being like a Kansas City Patrick Mahomes offense because they pretty much changed the whole Kansas City offense to fit Patrick Mahomes. And I don't think Kyle Shanahan is going to change anything to fit Trey Lance. I think he just wants a quarterback that can run his system, which has never won a Super Bowl. I mean, this is the same guy who brung in Nick Mullins. This is the same guy who brung in C.J. Beathard. They never got better, and he never got rid of them until their contracts were up.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Garoppolo never got better.
Mm-hmm.
How is Trey Lance supposed to ever get better under Kyle Shanahan?
I thought he got better this year. I thought he looked better in start 2 than start 1.
I mean, but he started what, two games, 3 games?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2.
I just feel like when it comes to Shanahan, he's more interested in a quarterback who can run his system for him, as opposed to actually developing a quarterback from a rookie into, I don't know, quality starting quarterback like Josh Allen,
right?
For example,
right.
So I think when it comes down to it, I think next year, 8 games, 9 games. I mean, every Jimmy Garoppolo full season, didn't we end up in the NFC Championship? I know it was only like 2.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to really expect that from Trey Lance in his first full year?
I mean, he's better than Jimmy.
You think he's better than Jimmy?
Yeah, I do.
I think he's more talented than Jimmy, but as far as in here, I don't know. I think that comes with experience.
In here, I think Jimmy in here is the least gifted, has the lowest football IQ of any starting quarterback in the league.
That's saying a lot. We got to 2 NFC championships with him.
Okay. I don't see it happening. I don't see him going to any more championships with his next team. I think he's going to have a very disappointing remainder of his career.
I think so.
I think he's going to have a worse season next year than Trey Lance. And going forward, because Trey Lance is going to have a much better supporting cast than wherever Jimmy goes. He's also going to have a better arm than Jimmy, better legs than Jimmy, better football IQ than Jimmy. Other than that, Jimmy's got it all on him. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think Jimmy's a great quarterback. I think we were just stuck with him because of that big contract.
Yeah.
I just feel like people get so enamored with the mobile quarterbacks. The mobile quarterbacks never win anything but MVPs. They don't win anything. Last point I want to make. I'm being very skeptical. If Trey Lance comes up next year, I'm going to start calling more often. If Trey Lance lights up the league next year, then obviously I'll retract everything. But right now, I just don't see it. I think he's going to make plays. He's going to make highlights. I just can't see him actually winning a lot because I don't see mobile quarterbacks actually winning Super Bowls. I think when it comes down to it in big games, they get shut down. And then what do? Patrick Mahomes is not a mobile quarterback. He can run, but he lights people up with his arm.
What happens to Jimmy Garoppolo in big games?
He does what he always does. He folds. He folds.
Look, I mean, I don't know what lighting up the league looks like. I don't think he needs to be Patrick Mahomes. I just needs to be better than Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's been better than Jimmy Garoppolo. So, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see.
No, yeah, we'll see. I hope
Solomon,
so.
Good call, man. I appreciate you coming in.
Okay, last point that I just want to make. I have three quarterback names that I don't think any of them are going to come to the Niners. One of them I think is an impossibility. The three names would be Russell Wilson, which is the impossibility. Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what we're going to give up for him. And the third name would be Deshaun Watson, and that's likely not going to happen either. So those are my three names that could come, but it's the Trey Lance era, so that's most likely not going to happen.
I know your enthusiasm is just so palpable. Don't be too excited, Solomon. Take it down a notch.
I'm projecting 8 games, so I'm not that excited.
8.
We'll see.
Where are you calling from?
Sacramento, California.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right,
peace. Ronnie says, Grant, why is Roger Craig not in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. He should be in the Hall of Fame. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Who's your dream quarterback coach for Lance? Oh, I don't know, man. Let me think about it. I'd have to I don't even know. Someone with a good track record of developing quarterbacks? Like not Scangarello. T-Bizzle for Shizzle.
What's up, Grant?
What's up, T-Bizzle?
I got a question for you.
All right.
You see Lombardi in person ever during pressers or anything like that?
Yeah, all the time.
You talk to him?
Yeah.
The was kind of high pitched.
Yeah, what's up? How you doing?
I just want to make sure you guys actually talk to each other in person if you see each other.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Okay, cool.
I mean, we're not eating lunch together and stuff, but yeah,
because sometimes these little internet feuds, people see each other and then they act like it's not going on.
It's not going on. It's not. Basically, what I do is I just say hello, and if he wants to say something to me, he's welcome to. He hasn't said anything to me yet. I'm not really mad about what he does. I just think it's funny. Mm-hmm. So he ignores me on Twitter. He never responds. And then when I say what's up to him in person, he never says anything. So I figure it's all good because I'm not mad. I just think it's funny. So if he were like, "Hey, Grant, knock it off," I'd be like, "You knock it off." Yeah.
So I called at the beginning of the season, and I said there was 3 keys to the 49ers season. It was what kind of player we're going to get out of the quarterback.
Yep.
What's going to happen with our health, our injuries, and the third one was D'Amico Ryans replacing Robert Saleh. And you were like, yeah, because we're missing Robert Saleh, and he was a huge key. That's not what I was thinking. I never thought Robert Saleh was that great. Unless we had an all-world roster, our defense was trash under Saleh. When we had an all-world roster, he did a great job with that, although he never really kind of got the little bubble screen, delayed little bubble screen play that folks figured out was really good against us, let everyone clear out and then a little bubble out to the side. That always worked. I don't think he ever found a solution for that. But D'Amico, he's nice.
Yeah,
D'Amico is nice.
He is good. He is good. He is. That's what I say. I feel like a lot of defensive coordinators would be nice with this roster and this D-line coach, Kosarik.
Well, and that's my whole argument with Saleh is he had the roster. But
I just want to say, though, at a certain point, the Niners better not make the mistake they made with Tom Sula, where they were like, you know what? Fangio's good, but it's Tom Sula. Yeah, but Kosarik doesn't need to be promoted. Just keep him in his job. Keep giving him keep giving him raises, but not promotions. Just keep him there.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I hope that guy just loves D-line so much that he's just willing to stay there and get paid more, because that'd be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, We have a adult semi-pro tackle football team that I'm on. It's called the Central Valley Armageddon. At the beginning of the season, I called it and I promoted this. We got our first legit game today in West Sacramento. It's at River City High School. If anyone wants to come out and check us out, it's our first game. And if you want to join the team, obviously come up to us, talk to us after the game. River City High School today, 3:00 in West Sacramento. Adult semi-pro tackle football. I know a lot of you guys wish you could play football when you're watching the NFL. We got helmets, pads, real stadiums, everything. Come out and see us. West Sacramento, River City High School.
River City High School. That's tight, man. Good to see you.
You too.
All right, have a good game.
Thank you.
Swan Song.
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Doing pretty good. So just a couple of mentions. I just got on like 20 minutes ago, so I'm not sure what people were talking about Anthony Lynn. But the interesting thing with Anthony Lynn would be if there's a connection to Tyrod Taylor, right, from the Chargers. That would be a pretty good backup for Trey. And then I also saw that Pep Hamilton, who was also the guy responsible was Justin Herbert's QB coach during his rookie year, right? Also the QB coach for David Mills, and has been credited.
Andrew Luck back in the day.
Yeah, with that, Andrew Luck. And right now
everything would be better than Rich Scangarello. Boom, right there. Boom, right there. Yeah.
So a couple things have to happen though, because since Pep Hamilton is the passing game coordinator and the QB coach at Houston, if let's say Mike McD gets that job in Miami, then you would have to, I think, make him an OC.
You'd have to make him an OC.
Or Houston can block it, right? But Pep Hamilton has been he's been groomed for like that. He'll get an OC job eventually, right? Like the way his track record is, he's going to get one sooner or later.
True.
A guy like that, he worked with David Shaw. I mean, this guy is like, I did a little research on him. People love this guy.
Yeah.
People love Pep Hamilton, and that would be.
He was an OC for the Colts back when Andrew Luck was first there. He has a lot of experience.
Yeah, let's bring him in. And Rich Scangarello, I know Kyle's a loyal dude, but what would they do? Would they
Everyone's like, well, what he did in 2017 was amazing. It was 7 games. I don't know. He's still basically living off what he did in those 5-game stretch with Jimmy G in 2017. That's his whole resume.
Yeah, I know. And another thing is, fans always bring up 2017, like all the Jimmy stands. Well, he was 5-0, blah blah blah. But it's also a team that in that year lost a bunch of games by 3 points or whatever, 3 to 5 points, and then you had, when a team has nothing to lose and a team that's that bad. Other NF teams are not really looking at them as, they're going to slack off that week. I know it's the NFL any given Sunday, but you know what I'm saying. Like, if they're going to play the last year's team, the focus for that other team is not going to be there. They're just going to be like, hey, we'll just play it vanilla and see what happens, And he got hot. Right. Like, Jimmy G got hot, the team got hot, and whatever. But so, I think that would be a great pickup. The next thing I want to bring up is what we can get for Jimmy. Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know I've been listening to Bay Area Baller and Korean 49er, and they said, we can't get anything for a mistake. I mean, they're right in a way, but at the same time, teams that are QB hungry get desperate, especially when they don't have a game plan and it's like musical chairs, right? At the end of the day, you're gonna get desperate, right? Because look at Sam Darnold got a 2nd, 4th, and a 6th. And sure, Jimmy makes a lot more money, but Sam Darnold is going to make $19 million in 2022. That's not that much from Jimmy's salary. And if you look at Jimmy's salary for 2022, guys are making $45 million. So yes, it is still high, but it ranks him at 12th for next year, where he was 5th for 2021 as far as cap hit. He would be 12th. So I'm not saying that. Sure, it might be a chance where we get nothing from him, and I'll be fine with that. If we cut him and just wash our hands, whatever, right? If we get something, great. But if they do a revenge 3.0, I'm done. I am done. I have been a 30-year. I've been following the 49ers since the mid-'80s. If we go revenge tour 3.0 with Jimmy, I am so done with this team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems to me like people keep bringing up Sam Darnold and Wentz. This is a different year. It's a different market. There are different quarterbacks available. So people point to Pittsburgh and Denver. Like those teams are going to be more interested in Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. So, and like it seems to me like you have those two guys, Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, plus Malik Willis is getting really good reviews in the Senior Bowl. There's going to be some rookies who are going to go in the first round who are more valuable than Jimmy because Jimmy's not worth the first round pick. So what is he? Like the fifth option on the market, the sixth option on the market? I just don't understand. I'm not sure which team is going to bite. And it seemed like it might have to be someone that knows him, like Miami. I keep going back to Miami. I don't think that the owner wants to bring in competition for Tua, but if they want McDaniel and McDaniel says, I need someone who knows my system in case Tua gets hurt, maybe he can get Jimmy down there with him, and maybe that's the trade market, Miami. But I just feel like Pittsburgh, yeah, they might be interested in Jimmy, but they'd be more interested in Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, bunch of dudes.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I do think obviously anything can happen, but I do think that Aaron Rodgers is probably going to stay put. And I do think that Russell Wilson is probably going to stay put. Like Aaron Rodgers, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean, anything can happen, but that's what I'm leaning towards. That's not going to happen. But
all right, Swan Song. Thanks for calling in. Peace, man. Yukio says people acting like Trey is run happy like Lamar. He's really not. He scrambles to throw. Jimmy and Kinlaw to Denver for Cortland Sutton. I don't think Kinlaw is going to get traded until he shows he can be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Michael 49er, are you there? I'm going to bring you on the show. What's up, man? Eli Mitchell.
What's up, Grant? Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell, what's up?
I'm here to address the safety situation for the 49ers. Okay. We know Jaquaski Tart might not come back.
Yep.
And when you're doing the Coast to Coast show with the other people, one guy brought up this dude called Lynn O'Neal Jr. This guy, I watched some tape of this dude. He is really good. Like he is 209 pounds, 6 feet tall, and he runs a 4.7.
What's his name?
He is Leon O'Neal Jr.
Okay. All right.
He has a lot of weaknesses though, so
what school
he'd like he's Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
He has a lot of weaknesses, so he could probably like learn in the system with like Jimmy Ward for a year or something if he's going to sit. But we could probably draft him in the second or third round because he is a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think they should probably look for the best safety available in that second or third round range. They need a starter, and I don't know if it's Hufanga.
Yeah, Hufanga knows his role. He's a special teamer. He said that coming to the team. He knows that he might get his chance eventually, but we don't know.
Yeah.
I also don't think that the 49ers are going to trade Kittle. The locker room loves Kittle. He's been there for like a long time. He's the longest tenure 49er behind Jimmy Ward, I'm pretty sure. And
Armstead's there. Tart.
Oh, yeah, Armstead.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those other guys. But
yeah.
The locker room loves him. He's like he's a good player, but we just need Kyle to use him more in the offense.
Fair. That's fair. That would work. That would definitely work.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Anything
use
else?
Use this dude more.
Yeah, use the
no,
dude
Grant.
More. Yeah.
No.
Seems like you're pretty excited for the Trey era. The Trey era. You got your jersey on. Ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
Let's go.
Well, have a good
Thanks,
one out
Grant.
in Canada. All right, man. Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
Peace. See ya. Well, that's the Cohn phone for today. Thanks everyone for calling in and watching. I got to figure out something to do on Sundays now because there's no more games. So I'll figure that out. Maybe I'll do another Cohn phone tomorrow. Maybe I'll just sit here and sit silently and we'll stare at each other like this. Like that. Doesn't Barry Baller do that when he's on the show? He's like, "Hey Grant, what's up? All right, I got 3 things I want to talk about. First, I want to talk about D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico," I was like, "Damn, Eric, chill." I'm just saying, I love Eric though. He does that though, doesn't he? All right, Grant, I got 3 things I want to say. First off, D'Amico Ryan, this guy, so good. Where you at? Where you at, Barry Baller? All right, man. I'm gonna go take the rest of the day and chill outside. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow.